So Elon Musk's XAI just dropped a new AI image generator called Grok Imagine. But look, this is not just another creative tool. It's basically a bomb thrown right into the middle of the AI art world, because it was designed from the ground up to break one of the biggest rules in the game.
And that really gets us to the core of this whole story, right? What actually happens when you let an AI create, well, anything? We're not just talking about making funny pictures here. This is a massive experiment, and it's pitting total creative freedom against some pretty serious ethical questions. Grok Imagine is right at the center of it all.
Okay, so before we can really dig into what Grok is, we got to understand the world it just crashed into. And trust me, it's a very competitive and very, very valuable space.
And just how valuable are we talking? Well, the AI image generator market is projected to be worth almost $23 billion by 2032. So yeah, this isn't some niche hobby. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry where the stakes are incredibly high.
And these are the titans of that industry. You've got OpenAI and Google in this constant arms race for hyper-realistic video. Then there's Midjourney, which is kind of the gold standard for pure artistic quality. But you know the one thing they all have in common? They are all building taller and taller walls, pushing for polish, perfection, and, most importantly, control.
So how does a new player even compete with those giants? Well, turns out, Grok isn't trying to win their race. It's playing a completely different game, one that's built on just two things: speed and freedom.
You know, there's this one analogy that absolutely nails it. If tools like Sora and Veo are professional film cameras, then Grok Image is like a smartphone with a ton of fun filters. It's not trying to help you create a Hollywood blockbuster, it's for making a viral meme, a quick clip, something fast and something immediate.
And you can really see that strategy when you put it right next to a giant like Midjourney. With Grok, you don't have to learn how to use a complicated Discord server, and for now, there are no subscription fees. It's just a simple app on your phone. That incredibly low barrier to entry, that's a huge part of its appeal. So the key takeaway here isn't really about quality, at least not yet. It's about pure, blistering speed. You can go from a simple text prompt to a short animated video complete with audio in just a matter of seconds. For the world of social media, that is an absolute game changer.
Okay, speed and access, that's one thing. But what we're about to talk about, this is what truly separates Grok Imagine from every single one of its competitors. This is its most controversial and, honestly, its most defining feature.
It's called Spicy Mode, and it is exactly what it sounds like. While other companies are building higher and higher walls to block not safe for work content, XAI is intentionally letting users go there. This isn't a bug or some kind of oversight, it is a deliberate feature, and it represents a totally different philosophy on how to handle content moderation.
And just look at how they've built it. That spicy option isn't hidden away in some settings menu you have to dig for, it is right there in the main workflow. You type your prompt, you get an image, and then you just choose your mode. It's designed to be just as easy to get to as any other feature.
So, what does this no-rules approach actually produce? Well, users have already generated all of this stuff. We're seeing everything from simple nudity all the way to deepfakes of real people, and even putting political figures like Trump and Harris into, well, let's just say inappropriate contexts. This is the direct result of taking those guardrails off.
Now, the quality of what it spits out is definitely a mixed bag. Elon Musk himself has called it a meme motherlode, and for that kind of stuff, it's brilliant. But users on platforms like Reddit are also saying it produces plenty of jank and nightmare fuel. The results can be super inconsistent, full of weird artifacts, and sometimes just plain bizarre. So naturally, all of this has sparked an intense debate. Is Grok a brave new tool for free expression, or is it just dangerously reckless?
On one hand, you could say this fits perfectly with Musk's whole philosophy of minimal censorship. It's about empowering creators with total freedom. But on the other hand, it kind of opens a Pandora's box for misuse, spreading misinformation, creating harmful deepfakes, and even exposing the company itself to some massive legal risks.
And yeah, the experts are sounding the alarm. This quote here really gets to the heart of it. The fear isn't just about Grok, it's about whether tech companies can, or if they even want to, enforce meaningful safeguards on these incredibly powerful tools that they're releasing out into the wild. So where does all this go from here? Well, it's super important to remember that this technology is still in its absolute infancy. This is just the beginning of a much, much bigger conversation.
I mean, Musk himself calls Grok Imagine an early beta. That means the quality, the realism, and the coherence, it's all going to get better and probably very, very quickly. The jank and nightmare fuel of today could become totally indistinguishable from reality tomorrow, which makes this whole debate over safeguards incredibly urgent.
Which leaves us with one final huge question. Grok Imagine has thrown down the gauntlet, and it's challenging the entire industry. As these AI tools become exponentially more powerful, who gets to decide what they can and cannot create? The company? The government? You, the user? Or maybe nobody at all?